What you're seeing here can possibly change your life in ways you can't imagine. It's the holy grail of science. Remember vibranium from Wakanda and the Black Panther? It's really as important as that. It's called LK99 and it's a room temperature superconductor, and I've already made a video explaining what that is. But what I'm showing here was just recently released, and I'm going to give a detailed timeline of everything that happened, which is worthy of a blockbuster Hollywood movie. Ever since the paper came out, it's been a race for scientists to try to replicate the results. And so far, two separate sources have given preliminary confirmations that they were able to replicate the material to an extent with promising results, but it's still iffy, as I'll explain and show the videos. I've been following all the drama with this, and believe me, there will be movies in the future about what's happening right now, especially if it ends up working. Here's the breakdown. First of all, before I do the breakdown, for context, you should know in the science world, they call this material a USO, like a UFO, and it stands for unidentified superconducting objects, and the similarities to UFOs are just uncanny. For example, both like to release low quality videos and make extraordinary claims. Okay, so it all started with the preprint release of two papers on Archive. Now, the first odd thing you notice in these papers is that two of the authors are the same, but the third author changes in the second paper. FYI, a Nobel Prize can only be shared between 3 people. And if this ends up working out, these people will win a Nobel Prize for physics, and right now, I'm not sure who the third author is. With the release of their papers, they also released a video showing the Meissner effect, supposedly. This effect is the expulsion of a magnetic field of a superconductor, and I explained what that is in my previous video. The end of this whole thing is probably going to be somebody uploading a clear video that shows this effect. By the way, the race is between experts and non-experts trying to replicate this material. I think I saw someone even trying to do this in their own kitchen as well. There are also live streams of someone trying to replicate it in a private lab somewhere. The papers do have instructions on how to make the material, but it's not super clear, kind of like the recipe for Coca-Cola. The ingredients are listed on the back, but good luck trying to remake it. Also, with everything that's going on, one of the authors, a week after the release of the two papers, presented the findings at a symposium. Of course, it was the third author whose name is missing from the other paper. Now, I can't tell if this part is real or not, but apparently the first author, Lee, has said that this person is no longer associated with the research center, and that the papers were of course released without proper permissions. One of the reasons I'm confused, by the way, is because there are some science fiction writers that are writing all sorts of fan fiction for everything that's going on. I think in one of the news articles I was reading, they had mentioned a post from one of these science fiction writers as a source material. I don't even know how to react to that. I hate doing this to you, and I never do this, but I have to go right now, so please like and follow for part 2 where I continue the story.